Hi, Staar speaking here. Okay, today I'm making this video in response to a couple of people that commented on my blog and a few emails which I've had from various people asking the question, why have I switched autoresponder company? Now for the last few years I've been using GetResponse, which is here, GetResponse, as my email provider. And I've been really happy with them. Their deliverability is good. Their pricing is a little bit expensive when you start getting into sort of larger list sizes, but overall I was really happy with it. And and then I got an email from a friend of mine, Malcolm, and he was telling me about a new autoresponder service which he'd been using called Office Autopilot, and I kind of thought about it and thought that's great. And then I bumped into a couple of other people at various seminars and events, and they were using something else called Infusionsoft. And both of these solutions, Infusionsoft and Office Autopilot, they're a little bit more than an autoresponder. They're also like a shopping cart, kind of like a customer database system as well, so you can do an awful lot more than just collect email addresses. And then they started telling me about all the kind of cool things that you could actually do with Infusionsoft, and all the kind of cool things that you could do with Office Autopilot. Now I'd heard about Infusionsoft in the past, but a lot of people had always told me about how complicated it was, and Infusionsoft was obviously the best solution out there, but it's very expensive, kind of three, four, maybe even 5 times more expensive than GetResponse, and you kind of also needed to hire a programmer, kind of geek kind of person, just to set it up for you and to kind of basically use it for you. So I didn't want to have a system that I couldn't use myself. I always like to know how to use these things myself. So when I heard about Office Autopilot, one of the things Malcolm actually told me was the fact that Office Autopilot is kind of almost as good as Infusionsoft, but it's very, very easy to use. So this kind of got me interested. Now, one of the big things that Office Autopilot does, and I think also Infusionsoft, they allow you to do quite a lot of things that kind of normal autoresponder companies like GetResponse and Aweber don't allow you to do. So with a regular autoresponder company like GetResponse, people join your email list. You may have various email lists. You may have, so in my case, I didn't just have one email list in GetResponse. I had lots of email lists, and what I was doing was I had kind of like one email list for every single one of my products. So because I'm a product vendor, I sell my own products. What I wanted to be able to do was cross-promote my own products to people who had bought one of, so as example, someone buys product A, they get put onto email list number A, and then they're promoted product B as an example. So I ended up with an awful lot of email lists within GetResponse, sort of one email list per product, and then if I put a seminar on, I would have, for instance, an email list just for those people who attended that seminar. And it all got very complicated, having multiple email lists, having people on lots of different lists, and then when you send an email out, what happens is people end up getting 2 or 3 emails, some people getting 5 emails because they're on multiple email lists, and it all got a bit complicated. So one of the big differences with Infusionsoft and Office Autopilot is you have one list. That's it. You don't have multiple lists. You have one list, and customers are what are called tagged. So if somebody comes into your email list from, say, an opt-in page, you can set it up so that customer is actually tagged with a label, if you like, saying what product they just bought, or they just came in from opt-in form number 2, or this person came from let's say an ad swap, or let's say it came from a solo ad which you just purchased. So this is really powerful, because what it actually means is you can tag people as they come into your system. So this is particularly useful if you purchase paid advertising. So let's say you purchase a banner on somebody's website. What you can actually do with Office Autopilot is you can set it up so that anyone who comes in to your email list through that banner, so let's say they click on that banner, they come to your website and they buy a product, or they come to your website and they opt into your email list, you can actually set it up so that that person is tagged with that, say, that banner name, so that in the future you can see how many of your customers originally came from that one banner source. So this is a really, really powerful feature. But what this also allows me to do now is I can go into my customer database, pick out say one person as an example, have a look at them, and then I can see all the products they've ever purchased from me. So it's like a complete history of, first of all, where they came from, so how did I get this subscriber, and then I can see exactly what products they have purchased from me. So this is really useful if I may find out that, you know, I've got some really expensive advertising that I don't think is performing very well because I'm not getting very many subscribers, but what I may find is that over the course of 6 months, the people who come in from that expensive advert, they're buying all sorts of very expensive products. And I may find that the cheaper adverts, the ones where I'm getting the kind of penny clicks or the really, really cheap traffic, yeah, people are opting in, but I may find that they're not actually buying anything, so it's not worth my while getting those people to join my list. So this is why, for me, it's very important that I have a tracking system in place built into my autoresponder where I can track the kind of lifetime value of customers. So this is one of the reasons why I switched. Now, if you're just an affiliate marketer and you don't really have it, or maybe you just have one product, you probably don't need anything like Infusionsoft or Office Autopilot. Something like GetResponse or Aweber, it's going to be absolutely fine for you because, you know, Office Autopilot is not cheap, it's very expensive, and I would only recommend it to somebody if they are kind of like a high-end marketer or somebody who has a lot of products of their own. But I'm just going to run through a couple of the features just to give you an idea of the kind of things that you can do. So let me just pause the video while I just log in and just show you some of the features. Okay, so I've just logged into one of my old sequences in GetResponse. So this is one of my email lists. So this is just a random one which I just picked. So someone would opt into my email list, and then they would join this particular email list. This is $1,000 in 3 days. This email list. So all the people who purchased this product would end up on this email list, and they get sent a sequence of emails. So, like for instance, on day 0 they get their welcome video, their welcome email. On day day 13, as an example, they get another email. Day 17, etc., etc. So it's just a standard autoresponder here, which you would have in any email program. Okay, but the problem comes when let's say somebody who's purchased a product from me in the past and they've been a customer of mine for years and years, and let's just say I just created this product, you know, this week. So all my existing customers are probably going to buy this product, or a lot of my existing customers would buy this product. So if they join this email list, they're going to start receiving emails from me which they've already seen, or they might start getting promotions for products which they already own. So for instance, I'm here promoting a product here, my YouTube Hijack product. So if somebody joins this sequence that already owns this product, they're going to get this email, which is really bad, because why would I want to promote something to a customer who already owns the product? So with GetResponse, preventing this was very, very difficult, and if not impossible. It's impossible to know what your customers have bought and what, so if someone joins one of my other lists because they buy another product from me, or they opt into another list because they go to one of my seminars, or they find one of my squeeze pages and they opt in again to get a different free gift. A, I don't want to be sending them content emails which they've seen in the past, and B, I definitely don't want to be promoting products to them that they already own. So this was one of the things that I found out you could actually do in Office Autopilot. You can actually set rules up within your email sequence. So I have a similar sequence here in Office Autopilot, and you can actually set rules up within your email sequence, which is really amazing. So here I've just got a standard sequence. This is actually a sequence which is designed for new people who come into my list from solo ads. So I haven't really got any rules here, but just to show you, these are emails which are stacked up in my sequence exactly the same way as GetResponse. But you can actually also add rules. You can add print, okay, and all sorts of other things which you can add to the email sequence. You can actually add print. So I could actually say, for instance, on day 3, send let's say a postcard out to the person in the actual post. So you can actually add things like that to your sequence. add a voice phone call to your email sequence, like an automated phone call which goes out to somebody on your list. So there's all sorts of other things you can do, but what I want to show you is the rule. So I can add a rule. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so I click on rule, add rule. So what I can say is these are like if and then rules. So you can say what are the conditions of this response. So I would add one, and then I can say what I can actually do is I can say basically from a drop down menu here, I can say if somebody has purchased product, and then I say product A, don't show them this email. Okay, if somebody, so I can add different rules within my email sequence and set it up so that, like I said a minute ago, if somebody has already purchased this product, don't send them this email. And the system's intelligent enough to know exactly if somebody has purchased a product from me in the past. So that's one of the big reasons that I switched to Office Autopilot, because it's got this if and then rule system within your email sequence. Okay, so one of the interesting things you can do with Office Autopilot is you can actually keep complete customer records. So I've just done a search here for myself. I just wanted to show you this as an example. So I'm just going to, this is my customer record. So I click on the link here. Obviously I've got my name and email in, but right here I can see which email sequences I'm on. So I'm just on one sequence. But over here on the right I have product tags. So these are all the products which I have purchased in the past. So straight away I could come in here and I could see, if I was looking at somebody else, I could straight away see, oh, this is a really important customer because they've purchased a lot of my products. So that's a really fantastic feature, so I can instantly see which products my customer has purchased. I can even come down here and see which emails have been sent out to this particular customer. I can even go deeper and see which emails they've opened, which emails they haven't opened, which emails they've clicked on, the links in the emails in which they haven't clicked on. So that's really cool. One of the other things which is particularly useful, and you can't do this in any other autoresponder, not automatically anyway, and this is a major factor, is this active re-engagement feature they have. It's not enabled by default, but you can activate it. And basically one of the big problems with having a very large email list, after a few years, some of the people on your email list will have changed their email address, or because some people, the average person changes their email address every 3 to 5 years. Also, some people just lose interest in what you're doing, or your emails always go to their spam folder because they've marked you as spam. So quite often, when you have a very large email list, and after a few years, you may find that only 10% of the people on your email list are actually opening your emails and actively engaging and clicking on links. So only like 10% of the people you send your emails out are actually paying any attention to you. So 90% of the emails you send out are not being opened, and this is really bad because some of the big email companies like AOL and Yahoo and Google are paying attention to this, and if they see that you're sending out thousands of emails to deleted email accounts, to an email account that's been closed for 3 years, they know you're a bulk emailer, and it's one of the big flags that the big email companies know, like Yahoo and Google. If they see that you're actively sending out thousands of emails to deleted email accounts, they know you're a bulk emailer and they may mark you as spam. So it's really good to clean up your email list and delete people from your email list who are not actively watching, or rather not actively reading your emails. Now with Aweber and GetResponse you can do this, but it's very difficult, and it's certainly not automated. With GetResponse it's almost impossible to do this. I tried to, and I kind of failed really. So ideally, in an ideal situation, what you want is you want to have a system that automatically deletes contacts from your email list who haven't opened an email or clicked on any kind of link whatsoever, say in the last 3 to 4 months. And that's what I wanted. So I would shrink my email list by massively by doing this. And Office Autopilot can do this on Autopilot for you. So they have this thing called active re-engagement, which if you set it, after 4 months, if a contact hasn't clicked on any links in any of your emails and they haven't opened any of your emails, they get put onto a special, they get moved to a sublist. Then for a further month, they're sent out kind of like warning emails saying you're about to be deleted from Sarah Staar's email list. You need to click on this link to reactivate your subscription. If they don't do that within 30 days of those emails being sent out, they're actually deleted from the email list. So this is good because it means that you end up with a much more responsive email list. So at the moment my list is around 25,000 people on my list, and I'm expecting that in 3 months' time, 3 to 4 months' time, when this is all gone through, I reckon my list will probably be sort of 7,000 or 8,000 people. So over half of my email list will be deleted, which is good because it means that my open rate will be sort of 90%, and the big email companies like Google and Yahoo will not see me as a bulk emailer. They'll just see me as someone who's sending out emails to people that are actually opening my emails. So that's really good as well. So that's a really, really good feature I thought I'd just share with you. Now, Office Autopilot, like I said, is not cheap. It is very, very expensive. Let me just log out at the moment and just show you the packages. Now, this is one of the disadvantages with using Office Autopilot. Now, Office Autopilot is a little bit more than an autoresponder. It's also a shopping cart system. I already have my shopping cart with Nanocast, and I've got too much invested in Nanocast to move. I didn't want to move all my products on my affiliate system. But Office Autopilot, I think they're a complete solution, so you could do your shopping cart with them. I probably will move my shopping cart over to Office Autopilot, but the great thing is Office Autopilot actually integrates completely with Nanocast. It kind of completely plugs in. They also plug into one shopping cart and a few other kind of big shopping carts as well. But the problem with Office Autopilot is the price, really. It starts at around $300 a month for the Pro version, and then the more expensive version is $600 a month. So it's very expensive. Plus the fact that for $300 a month you can only send out 100,000 emails. Now that sounds like a lot, but it's not. If you've got 25,000 people on your list, that means you can only email them 4 times. So then you have to buy more credits. So you have to buy another 100,000, which is $100. So currently I'm spending probably around $400 to $500 a month using Office Autopilot. So it's not for everyone. I definitely wouldn't recommend it if you're starting out. If you're starting out, stick with GetResponse or stick with Aweber. They do have a kind of sister company, Office Autopilot. They have something called SendPepper. If I can find it, here we go. So SendPepper is basically Office Autopilot without the shopping cart and without all those if and then rules. It is a lot cheaper, so it does start at $30 a month. If you want it to integrate with a shopping cart, though, you have to use the Pro account to use their API. I started with the SendPepper and then very quickly moved to Office Autopilot because I needed the extra features, if you like. So you could start with SendPepper for only $30 a month if you're starting out. But really, if you have no intention of ever, say, releasing your own products, I would stick with Aweber or GetResponse. If you're thinking about possibly going down the route of creating your own products sometime in the future, definitely go with SendPepper now. If you've got 2 or 3 products and you're looking for a shopping cart, I would definitely recommend Office Autopilot. So that's my quick sum up today. It hasn't been very quick, sorry, it's been a bit of a long video and a bit of a rant, but some people did ask the questions and it was a little bit too much to put in an email or an article, and I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions, please comment below the video.